Hey, what is going on, folks? Sorry about that slight tardiness. At first, it was on me, like I didn't actually start till just after 7 trying to get on, and then it was on StreamYard who kept saying, haha, you can't go live yet. And I'm going, oh, StreamYard, why you gotta hate me? It's not nice. Anywho, it's Monday, and that means we're going to be talking about the photogenic figures that we saw go up for pre-order in the past week, plus a couple little news things, nothing too crazy there, and some SDCC stuff that popped up that's, we're going to talk about, no big whoop. So hopefully everybody's loaded with your decaf tea with honey, of course, because tea on its own just doesn't get the job done. You need that little bit of sweet, especially when I speak with that oh so salty tone. That's not true. I'm not usually all that salty, but let's see what we've got going on. By the way, for the replay crew, that's the whole thing. Let me know what went up in the past week that you think is going to look phenomenal under your lights and in front of your lens. Ahoy, wreck ship! What's up, man? Thank you for stopping by. Let's see. I got Doc, Night Creepers, and the new Superior Spider-Man today. Okay. I have a question then. How are the Night Creepers? Because they're the ones I'm kind of on the fence about. So I want to know. I remember loving the Night Creeper as a kid, but for whatever reason, they're just not grabbing me yet. So what do you think? Because those are the important questions that I need answered when I get on lives. I'm like, okay, here's the thing. I'll review a figure once in a while, like the Mafex Bane that just came out. But all the other figures, you guys got to tell me what's going on, because clearly I'm not loading up like I should be. But Bane's cool, and I think the Night Creepers will be cool. I need to know. Are they shiny? Do they move really well? And why is my tea so hot? Except for the fact that I just made it. All right, let's get this all prepped here. Tonight's stream, what we're going to talk about first is just a little bit of news. Then we'll talk about some SDCC. And then we'll talk about all the photogenic figures. There's not a whole lot with the news. There's not a whole lot with the SDCC. So not going to be long before we talk about what I think of as the good stuff. Open. Come on, preview. Show me how you work really well. Okay. So a touch of news here that isn't exactly what I would consider photogenic figures, but I thought they might be initially because we didn't see the full-on solicitation. But we have, me pushing buttons so I can open this window, we have Clock King here. Now, you know my thing when it comes to photogenic figures. I would prefer that they all had extra hands, just for a lot more expression. So when I saw Clock King here, when he was first announced and they showed off like the fancy solicitation picture, I thought, ooh, he might have extra hands and he looks kind of cool. But alas, he does, I guess, technically have extra hands. They just don't plug into his wrists. So I was a little disappointed to see this with Clock King. And then I don't know how this stuff got out of order, but same deal with Ragman. And these are all collector's edition McFarlane figures, and none of them ended up with extra hands. So to say it's news, I guess, is kind of disingenuous, but at the same time, it was definitely news to me because I thought with the way McFarlane's been going, that they'd start crushing it. And actually, this one says DC Multiverse. Yeah, they're collector's editions if they come with that weird DC stand. So yeah, none of them came with extra hands, except again, the pun intended on Clock King. So there you go. That's what's going on with those. I was pretty disappointed. They still look cool. So if you're good with just picking up figures and putting them on your shelf, then these are going to be working out for you. And honestly, as much as I want to sit here and dog on him, let's take a minute here and look at Clock King a little bit. All right, he's got the open hand, so you can pose most anything with him if he's holding the two hands in his hands and just like stabbing at somebody or swinging something. as long as both hands have that thing, have one of those in them, then you can really make them do a lot of things for photography. So I don't want to just sit here and rag on them all that much. And then kind of the same thing here with the red hood, Mr. J. But, you know, you don't get fists and all that stuff. Although, I mean, does red hood punch? I don't know, guys. I don't know. I just know for me, I don't like working around a lot of limitations to make photos happen. So that's more, but that's more my thing, I guess. It's probably not everybody's thing. But yeah, I do want to rag on this guy. I shouldn't speak. But yeah, I was hoping he'd have something else going on, just because he has such a crazy color palette. Anyway, that's what we've got going with these DC Multiverse figures. And then the last little bit of news, I'm telling you, this is fast news type stuff. We've got this coming. Now, I'm not a movie figure guy, but the fact that everybody's getting Tobey Maguire, which I think was pretty well understood with last month's teaser for the Tom Holland Spider-Man with the pointer finger, I kind of figured that meant we'd be getting this, but I didn't know it'd be coming so soon. So I know a lot of people really wanted this, and I'm hoping a lot of people go nuts for it. I'm hoping it ends up being absolutely fantastic. I'm sure the Spider-Man body will be cool, but we don't know enough about the Andrew Garfield head. So people will definitely want that to be good, because when it comes to Mafex, when it comes to, like, usually with a figure like, say, a Captain America or a Batman, you're totally good with the mask on. And for like a general comic Spider-Man, you're probably good with the mask on. But if you're picking up the Tobey Maguire, the Tom Holland, and the Andrew Garfield Spider-Mans, you're going to want to display them with the masks off. So you want all those heads to look pretty good. And I thought the Tom Holland one looked good. It's been a while, but I think Tobey looks pretty good. So here's hoping Andrew Garfield looks good for those of you who are into the No Way Home figures. But let's see what people are thinking so far. I'm pretty okay with all that. You know I'm going to be okay when I see a Mafex teaser. Oh, wreck ship. All right, the Night Creepers have some of the smoothest joints I've seen and classified in a while. Oh man, that's going to make them really easy to pose. Way to go. Now I might have to add them back to the list. Minimize, you fiend. Let's see. Definitely an A+ figure, in my opinion. This version of Clock King looks like an adult in PJs. Yeah, the one, yeah. I really wish that they were a little more, I don't know. I wish they came with more stuff. I would enjoy them. I think I could say more good things. I think that they're getting better as far as deco and everything else when it comes to McFarlane toys. They're close. They're so close. We just need more at the waist and the hips. And we'll see. We'll see what else goes down for these guys. But anyway, that was honestly the news, gang. Like, not a lot there as far as news is going. I really think that everybody is coming in and prepping for SDCC. So we're just not getting tons of stuff. And speaking of SDCC, now there is a lot here, but I'm going to warn you, it's all turtles. And it doesn't matter what the company is. We've got Loyal Subjects, we've got Super7 here. And I have to ask, here's kind of a sub question for those that are listening. When do you think the turtles have hit market saturation? When are there too many turtles? I don't know, but I feel like we've got to be coming close to it. All right. Let me push it to the buttons. Make us the things happen. Spargan. Work. Sorry, I went a little Swedish chef there for you. Oh, waiting for the buttons. I think I might have to start taking stuff off this computer. It's moving a little slower. Like, I'll go to type something and then it takes a while and I'm going, no, I just need to type something. And that makes me unhappy. See, like right now, I just clicked on the window for it to open, and it's sitting there waiting, deciding whether or not it wants to do it. All right, here we go. So here we go with the Loyal Subjects SDCC exclusive glow-in-the-dark Metalhead and Donatello 2-pack. Now, I'm never sure whether I want to cover the Loyal Subjects Best Action line because they're a little smaller than the stuff we usually talk about. They'd probably fit really well with SH Figuarts, actually. But there is something to these, and I like how articulated they are. I like how things are being done to kind of, I guess really when it comes to these, the look is good, and they're really pushing the articulation of turtles forward. And I enjoy that immensely because it makes me think that companies like NECA and Super7 and anybody else that does turtles, which is pretty much every other company out there, it makes me feel like they're all gonna have to play on each other. There's gonna have to be NECA saying, okay, we gotta step up our joints game, and there's gonna be Loyal Subjects looking at NECA and saying, okay, we're gonna have to step up our detail game. It's all gonna be good. I think every turtle line gets better because of the fact that there's a bunch of turtle lines, but I still feel like there's a lot of turtle lines. But I do enjoy these. I mean, I'm not the guy that's going to go in on Best Action just because I'm already getting the NECA stuff. But I did read the IDW comic, and I thought it was really good. There you go, glow-in-the-dark Metalhead. And Donnie. And there they are with all the stuff. Just so you know that these are kind of photogenic figures here. Extra head for Donnie, even an extra bandana, plenty of hands, bow, all kinds of parts. Yeah, it's good stuff. I mean, I do like what they're doing. I just, they're just not quite my thing, but I do think they'll push everybody else forward a little bit. Hello, Ghost Tav. What's going on, man? Thank you for stopping in. Let's see. McFarlane Toys legs and torsos is not good. See, my thing with McFarlane is I want the waist to be able to crunch a lot better and the diaphragm to work better. And yeah, when we're talking legs, like up at the hips or the thighs, you know, if those could move better going up, basically it all comes down to the diaper. If they could cut that or find a way to make it a softer plastic, although I don't know that as a softer plastic it would hold up, I'm just not sure. I don't know enough about the construction of these things, so I can't sit here and be like, oh, McFarlane, you should change this about this and all that. All I know is if they just cut a little bit away from the diapers, you usually get better movement than what they do. And I always hear people say things like, well, just cut them away yourself. Well, if you're a DC Multiverse collector, you've got a couple hundred figures by now. Really? You sat there and you cut away the diapers on a couple hundred figures? That's tough. Let's see. Super7 just showed up Thundercats for pre-orders. Ooh! As far as a new wave, I mean, we saw, what did we see last time? The one with Claudus, right? I mean, we've seen that, I think, already. I see more cartoon turtle toys. People are being more picky. Case in point, Monsterverse turtles last longer. Yeah. That's true. That's true. I do like the Monsterverse turtles. I keep wondering, I really do keep wondering about focusing my collection. You guys might, we might have to have another chat about all that stuff. Let's see. Toy Odyssey. What's up, man? Just got my retro Snow Serpent today. Such a great figure. He looks really good. And he's the one, like, he's perfect retro look, isn't he? Like, as far as what the original version was. I mean, I know when I think of Duke and Scarlet, I did get those retro figures. Duke he's pretty perfect. He's pretty close to perfect. And Scarlet is beyond perfect. She just has the additions of like the backpack and the belts and all that stuff. I really like her, I have to say. And Duke is awesome. Duke actually probably is better than her as a figure, but the way that Scarlet was styled was just so cool. Let's see. Best Action is smart. They're doing the turtles NECA isn't doing yet. Well, and I wonder too how much of that is licensing. Does NECA, are they even allowed to do IDW? Because I gotta say, of all the turtle stuff that NECA's doing, the comic stuff is the stuff that grabs me. And if they ever started doing IDW, they better bring something to the table that Best Action isn't bringing to the table. Goes to have, unfortunately, McFarlane is doing too many figures, so they're missing more than hitting. And that's a problem that I think happens with them and with Legends, is there's just so much quantity just to get product out that sometimes it's tough. It's tough to keep your eye on the quality of that quantity. Super 7 Thundercats that came out were already shown. The Praying Mantis, Clear Mumra, Snarfer, and Kid Lion. Okay, got it. I forgot about the Kid Lion-O in that set, actually. Tragic. Hey, Dave and Chad. Hey, Tragic. What's going on, man? Thank you for stopping by. We're talking turtles, which everybody's releasing turtles. These are photogenic. They're just not necessarily my scale. What are you thinking when it comes to these SDCC versions? And now I better finish up this little bit so we can get to the actual photogenic figures. And by the way, guys, these are up for pre-order. They're up for pre-order at Big Bad Toy Store, and I do have the links in the description, as I have the links for much of this stuff in the description below. Many of those are affiliate links. The Big Bad Toy Store links, not affiliate links. But hey, if that's the only place you can get them, that's what I linked down below. Now, here is an Elite foot guard, or foot, or whatever. He looks stinky because foot. But he's also from that IDW collection. And he's got, let's see, he's an SDCC exclusive. I love that. Like, he looks cool too. And I saw one of these Elite guards for the Mirage line over the weekend. I actually saw 2 of them and I didn't get them. And I'm sort of kicking myself, but not really. Still, I do need something for my NECA turtles to fight. But I love the face on that thing. And of course, we've got Jennika, who looks pretty cool. I thought that she was a good addition to the turtle team in that IDW book. Yeah. Every time I see those things, I think Wolverine. That's probably not right. Fairly confident Wolverine actually took his inspiration from someone else. Oh, and then we're going to get into this, but we'll chat here with everybody first real quick. Oh my goodness. Tragic. I grew up with turtles. I haven't gone down that road of nostalgia. Mr. Stabby won't allow it. Mr. Stabby is an angry wallet. Imagine being somebody that just collects turtle figures and thought to themselves, like, say, 10 years ago, they thought to themselves, you know what? I'm only going to collect turtles. That will keep my wallet safe. 10 years later, and they're going, why? Why did everybody give away all the licenses? So this is Super 7's SDCC exclusive Pizza Time Michelangelo. And as a big fan of Mikey, this tugged at me a little bit. I thought it was pretty cool. They're going to have, I think, a pop-up from what I saw, where they're actually going to have this pop-up in a real pizzeria in San Diego during the convention. I don't remember how long it's supposed to last, but I thought it was a cool idea. And I think this is a perfect kind of exclusive. You know, not everybody's going to necessarily want it. All's kosher. But yeah, I do enjoy Mikey, I have to say. And I love the little grease spots on the box there. Off to the right, you can see them. And then check this out. They repainted the party wagon and made it a pizza van. And I will say that Super 7's party wagon is my favorite of the ones I've seen. I haven't bought any of them, but I really think this is a cool look. And it seems, when I've seen reviews, that it's the one that's the most sturdy and tough, too. But check that thing out. I find it absolutely ridiculous and awesome. I'm a fan. And who better to have a pizza van than Mikey anyway? I mean, we all know it's about Mikey when it comes to the za. That's right, the za. Okay, let's see if the computer catches up. Ghost Have, best action reminds me of early NECA. The painting's still lacking, but every one of their figures looks better than the previous one. I remember when they first came out and they did those original cartoon turtles and people were not fans. But people have become, they're kind of coming around, and that's to Best Action's credit, because what it shows is that they're out there trying to improve the product. And a lot of lines seem to want to rest on their laurels, so I'm glad to see it. Oh, buttons. I threw my hat in the ring for the first wave of Mezco turtles, but my wife saw the price and said, really? So I canceled it. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't have anything to say. I can't compete with the wife. All I know is I don't have many. Well, I can't say. I was going to say I don't have many collecting regrets. I have a couple. And I was going to say that might be one of them because everybody talks about how great those turtles are. But no, with the information I was presented with, I don't regret not getting them. However, seeing them afterwards, I started thinking, oh, I kind of wish I got those. But hey, your wife trumps anything that Mezco is going to throw at you. So stay safe out there. Oh, got to push buttons. And then we shall jump. The SDCC Mikey reminds me of original exclusives back in the day. No new molding, just a variant. And that's what I'm saying, man. That's why I think it's perfect. And it's just a goofy kind of one-off kind of figure. It's the kind of exclusive I think a lot of us like to see. Mikey managing a pizza business is like Scarface handling a heroin bank. More sniffing, less selling. I don't think Mikey is sniffing. But I understand where you're going there. Mikey would just eat it all. He would be out of business because all the profits would literally be down the hatch. But I think as far as SDCC, oh, wait, we got one more. But first, look at that. Look at all the grease spots on the pizza box there. I love that. And then we've got a glow-in-the-dark scumbug. Now, answer me this, guys, because I'm not sure, and any ladies that are out there watching as well, do you folks like glow-in-the-dark figures? It's never been a selling point to me, but it seems like they're making just this massive comeback. And for me, I don't really care, but I just want to get the pulse of everybody else. I do enjoy that scumbug mold. I have to say, I think Super7 molds things really well. It's just their lack of articulation that gets me. That is a fun shot. And clearly it glows in the dark quite well. Tragic. LOL. I love her too much. But that is my only regret, not getting silver linings. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Not getting silver lining. I should be getting my Ramen Racer Wednesday. Nice. That thing looks awesome. I didn't jump on it, but it does look good. Like every time I see a review pop up, I'm checking it out, and people just seem stoked about them. You know what you need to do? If that Ramen Racer is really awesome, you need to come up with, I don't know, I'm vacillating here. You need to come up with either a cool street dial where you're not necessarily making full-on buildings on the sides, but just like the front-facing walls and maybe a little bit of the side, so these buildings can be next to each other, look like they're next to each other, and just have the Ramen Racer just tearing down the streets. Or you need to make an awesome garage set for the Ramen Racer. I think both of those would be sweet. And I think you could do it. Let's see. What have we? Oh, man. Wreck ship. I don't seek out glow-in-the-dark figures very much. I have the Operation Monster Force Joe Fest 2024 exclusive Forgotten King, and his glow-in-the-dark feature works very well. Yeah, I saw... What did I see? I think it was a Punk with Toys. I think I brought that up before, where he really tried to hit it with an ultraviolet light, and it was awesome. Like, it looked great. We're a ultraviolet black light. Is it black light, ultraviolet light? I don't know. I went to school to be an artist, not a science guy. All right, Ghost Have. Most people like glow in the dark because it's different and sticks out. An unintentional eye catcher. Think of a clearer version variant. Yeah, I mean, I'm not, you know, it's okay. So I'm the weirdo kid that when I was younger, if a bunch of different Spider-Mans came out, that was okay. I just want the Spider-Man that looks like Spider-Man. I didn't need like a clear Spider-Man or a glow in the dark Spider-Man and all that. My one exception is when the Dark Knight Returns line came out by Kenner. I wanted all of them. Like he had one of the Batmans had a neon yellow suit. And that's a line that I might go back and hunt down one day. I don't know why, but I feel a little nostalgic for that one from time to time. But yeah, that makes sense. I can understand why people would dig it because of sort of just a difference with the rest of their collection. Woo! And there's Shadow. Well, hello, man. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. We're about to get into the old photogenic figure stuff. So get through a couple more here. I like your style. Challenge accepted. LOL. I have a million ideas for photos. Man, I can't wait. Like, I think that'd be sweet. That ramen racer needs to look like it's just ripping through town. Let's see. UV lights are the best for glow-in-the-dark stuff. I like adding glow-in-the-dark to eyes. Oh, you could just add glow-in-the-dark paints and make it freaky. You know what that would be awesome on? Now that you say that, like getting a transformer, buying just a Hasbro transformer and painting the red or the blue on those eyes. That'd be freaky. All right. We are trying to get out of this so I can go to the next part here. All right. Hi, Turtle Window. Whew. Now I have to prepare the actual photogenic figures. This is insane. At least I grabbed the images. It used to be I'd just be like, let's go to Big Bad and see what we got here. I shouldn't say that. I might do that again one day. Time permitting. And now I'm just sitting here waiting for the window to open so that I can go and push present on StreamYard. I'm wondering, did that open all in one window? Let's see. I think it might have. Because clearly you guys can see what I'm talking about as I say such things. Alrighty, I think we're good. So we're now going to present. Kind of. What else should I take off this computer? Should I take off the Photoshop? No, that's been on for a long time. It can't be that. Maybe the InDesign, although I don't think InDesign is as big a hog as Photoshop is. Very strange. Anyway, folks, we're getting into the photogenic figures, and the vast majority of these, in fact, I think all but one are in links in the video description. Some of those are affiliate links. Big Bad Toy Store ones are not. And the Big Bad Toy Store links are where you're going to find the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. So they went up on, I don't remember what day they went up. They've gone up in the last week. And it was the accessories kits here first that I'll be showing off. And yeah, check these out. This is Series 2. This is the Assassin's weapon set, which makes sense. We've got a bunch of guns, crossbows, a huge sword, grenades. I still haven't dabbled in AWOC. I need to dabble in AWOC. Who all in chat has gotten some Animal Warriors of the Kingdom figures? This is what I want to know. I want to know what you guys think of them. I've seen reviews. People seem largely positive. I'm just curious. They look really cool to me, but I just haven't done it yet. Here's your Bone Crusher weapon set, which, again, makes sense. Although I don't know why the gun is in the Bone Crusher one. They maybe should have swapped out, and swords. Okay, really, it's the big club and the hammer. Totally work for the Bone Crusher set. But regardless of the name, all the weapons look sweet. And then here we've got the Cold-Blooded weapon set. Now that looks a little more, that does look a little more cold-blooded. I love this sword with like the handle up here. If you can see where the arrow is, I'm swinging around, but it's the second weapon from left. I think that thing just looks mean and wicked in every conceivable way. And in fact, in the best possible way. And of course, this set also has the Wolverine claws, so you can't go wrong there. And now there is going to be one more weapon set. It's just things ended up in alphabetical order. This is Grimes. He's a bulldog. And the reason I put the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom figures on here is because even though they don't list them, and I wish they would, they do come with extra hands. And that's, you know me, that's a big deal when it comes to taking pictures of these things. Woo! Ghost Tab, I see NECA doing another street diorama for their future releases. I do anticipate NECA doing Alien Romulus reveals. Ooh, I wonder, that could be something. You know, I've seen other people trying to figure out what's going to get shown off at SDCC. NECA's got so many just turtle lines. I didn't think of Alien and Romulus, or the Alien Romulus. That's the movie coming out later this year, right? Oh man, you know what I want to see? I want to see Leatherhead and Rat King. For sure. I want them to pop up. Decepticon reviews. I've got a feeling we know this guy. Hello there, sir. What's going on, AR? Of course, maybe right now I should just call you Doctor. Let's see. You hear about the new Commander 86 Optimus? I did. What did you think of him? There it is. I want him so bad. He looks, you know what it was? I saw him, and the first time I saw him, he looked, and I don't know how to say this without sounding like a jerk, so forgive me here. He looked plasticky, and I know saying that everybody's going to jump in and say, Dave, he is a plastic toy. But there was something about him. I don't know if it was the photos. I don't know. Like, I looked at it and I thought, man, maybe if they added like the white glare on his front windows, maybe that would have done something. But yeah, the first time I saw it, as I was going over it, I was just skipping the images because I thought it was a fancy core class figure. But then I landed on him, and I think the two things that kind of bug me a little bit, one of them is easy. One of them I can do, and that is the white glare on the windshields. And the other, and I know this is probably safety stuff and just tolerances and what they can and can't do, is how blocky his antennae look, or his ears, whatever you think there. But other than that, he looks, that is the 86 Optimus. I mean, that's a good looking prime. But I was trying to justify him, like, why does it look like this to me? So I was trying to figure it out. Let's see. I have that, or I love that scoped rifle. Yeah, man. These are good. These are good. Like, they look so good. I found AWOC at a local shop. They looked super cheap. I don't know if it was the packaging. Huh. That's interesting. Let's see. It looks horrible. Oh no. Let's see. And the lion guy was like $80 and broken in the packaging. Oh dear. Was this a comic shop? I mean, I'm assuming it was, or a toy shop or something. I got one AWOP figure on pre-order. They're supposed to be Mythic Legion scale, I believe. Okay, cool beans. See, AWOP figures are great. They're cartoony, but they're a great line to cherry pick, if nothing else. I still need to get Tiberius, based solely on his name. The stuff from the K3, or from the Kickstarter, I should probably zoom in a little bit. From the Kickstarter, all come with extra hands and head sculpts. Nice. I didn't know about the extra head sculpts. I did see some pictures where they were trying to highlight some extra heads in the listings. Let's see, the one where he's on the piano, the images were super grainy. I did see that one. Actually, that one cracked me up. I thought that was pretty funny. Now, I'm talking about the actual product photos. And so I wondered, is it just the photos that were shot? Or is it the figure itself? I'll wait. I'll see if I can find that guy somewhere. I have to say, like, when the Armada Prime showed up last year, I was blown away by the product images and by the showcase. I thought it looked incredible. So hopefully it was just a product thing, like a photo thing. Most Hasbro Transformers look like cheap plastic. The lack of paint is annoying. Yeah. Only because they're supposed to look like robots. They're supposed to be shiny, but we'll see here. Maybe they'll step it up a little bit. Let's see, nowadays. Yeah, I remember getting them way back. One of my favorite, I think honestly, my favorite Transformers line of all time was the first Cybertron line. Yeah, it was a comic shop. It's where I get some of my 86 guys. Okay. Yeah, I was wondering about that. I haven't seen any AWOC. I've seen some Boss Fight Studio stuff at my comic shop, but I haven't seen anything AWOC yet. Give this one more shot here. Then we'll jump over. Oh there, man. I ain't Dr. Lockdown. I mean, hey, we had AR, now we got DR. It made sense in my head. Okay, I'm going to jump over and we're going to grab more of these here. So there's Grimes, looking good. Good boy, Grimes. Then we have the Horrid Assassin. Now this thing I like just because of the colors, especially like the way they lit it in the render. I think that's really cool. So yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know much. It looks like, is this one, yeah, this one looks like maybe an ape. This one looks really cool, Jessa. I like that crazy head sculpt she's got going. And I think, are the other head sculpts so that you can make other characters? So you could buy like several Jessas and then have like, she's the main one and then the others could be her guards or something like that. This guy I thought was pretty sweet. Lord Oxidus. Now this one, yeah, this one has, his head isn't different enough to have a bunch of guards. Plus, he's huge and doesn't look like he needs any guards. This guy is going to mess you up. You don't mess with Lord Oxidus. By the way, Wreckship, I have this question now that I'm going through these and just spouting off my nonsense. How many sets of extra hands do they come with? Because I did the thing last week where I was talking about what are the most photogenic lines out there. If these guys come with more than one extra set of hands and they all come with extra heads, they might be in the running. And then we've got the Merril, which, I mean, we didn't have much going here as far as like an actual render, but this looks like a color sheet. Like I would do something like this when I was designing characters, just color it in, try and get an idea of what colors would work well with it. Looks like those colors would work pretty well to me. And this one, okay, this Raving might be my favorite because of some of the other pictures that I saw with it. Check this stuff out. Okay, so the Raving's got a hat, got the wings, and look at all that stuff. Like there, it looks like the Raving at least comes with quite a few sets of hands. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about him. I think that one looks really cool. And I should have grabbed, there was an angle picture of him too that looked awesome. And then, of course, we have the Rogues weapon set. So there, I think what they're going with is like almost Robin Hood, ninjas, pirates, I don't know, something along those lines. But again, the coloring always looks good on these things. All right, DR, what lack of paint? They're fine. Let's see, you seen Sandstorm? Peak. Sandstorm did look good. I'll give you that. Let's see, Cybertron? Fire. Yeah. The Cybertron where Prime was he had the huge wings that popped out and he had the flaps off the side of his head. Yeah, I thought that was probably the best Transformers line ever. And I'm a guy that grew up at the time of G1, so you can't pin me with the old G1er label. Although the Transformers I really want to check out right now are the Missing Link ones, so maybe you can. Let's see. Everybody craps on that line. I got one figure from it. It ain't too bad, man. It's a great line. Like the designs are incredible. I think that's one of the best ones. It brings everything together in a really cool way. And the figures still felt solid. They were still pretty robust. There was still a lot of paint. I think that was Transformers peak right there. Let's see. Tragic. I feel like I'm moving in slow motion because of the computer here. Bulldog looks cool, but the line looks too cartoony. I wish I could see him in person. I got to make an adjustment there. I want to take a lot of lines for test drives, but I'll also be really annoyed if I get something and I don't like it, and I will have spent the money on it. Let's see, Decepticon reviews. I found a Combiner Wars Bruticus for $36 in a lot. Bro does not know its value. I don't know its value. How much? Let's see. There's also a few Protectobots. Y'all, I'm buying. Nice. I'm buying it. All right. Do it. Do it. Get you some of those. Typically, they have a set of fists, grasping hands, and relaxed hands. Oh, no. So what you're telling me is AWOC belongs in the possible best lines for toy photography. Don't do that to me. Now I have to really pick up one of them. Crap. Maybe I haven't seen all the hands that they come with, because I swear I didn't know they came with that many. DR, I wish Transformers had alternate hands. They have, the one thing about the Transformers hands is they all make fists. So even though they've got the port in them, I think they're okay. I think you can get a fist and a weapon holding hands out of them, and I think you're good to go. The non-transforming Transformers do have alternate hands, like my MDLX Transformers have alternate hands. Got my M. Bison and Classified Torch today. Very nice, Mr. Metz. And what do you think of him? Well, screw it. What do you think of both of them? There goes my PG rating. Sorry, kids. I've been curious about M. Bison, and Torch, I think I told you guys last time, is the one Dreadnought I had as a kid. Like one of the original three, I mean. Also, finally, got to play my G.I. Joe deck building game today. It was really fun. Also played the Batman the Animated Series IDW board game. So fun. Man, I never got into those. I was actually talking to somebody this past weekend because I had picked up a Marvel game that was like Dungeons and Dragons, but I thought, okay, sword and sorcery isn't traditionally my thing, but I like Marvel characters. And I played it once, and I don't know if it was the people I played it with or I was bored or what the deal was, but I never tried again. But you guys keep talking about this stuff, and I'm getting curious. The deck building game, is it more a card game or more Dungeons and Dragons style? Or is Dungeons and Dragons also pretty much a card game, just with little pieces you get to move around? This is how little I know about this stuff. I do think NECA's Dungeons and Dragons figures look cool, if that counts. Come on. It's worth, oh my gosh, it's worth $350? Wow. That's just the Combaticons. Oh, jeez. Let's see. I'm setting some cash aside for Monster Force. If they are good, then I will start picking them up. That's, yeah. Monster. So I think going forward, I keep looking at my NECA stuff going, which line do I concentrate on? Because right now, I've got just one from last Ronin. I've got 7 from the Mirage line, and I've got 4 from the Monsters, from the Universal Monsters. And I think the majority of my collection going forward is going to end up being Mafex and Action Force. But if Monster Force comes out and it crushes it, yeah, there's too many things to think about here. Makes me sad. Let's see. Defensor is like 270. Jeez, Transformers are crazy. And I'm not trying to sell my kidneys. I understand. Although you might be able to just sell one. Let's see. The Batman the Animated Series game is completely compatible with their TMNT game, so you can mix characters. Was that, I think you were telling me about that before. I just don't know enough. Like this is another instance of me being a bad nerd. Like once I say I'm not into sword and sorcery too much, half the people listening were probably like, what? You're not one of us. The extra hands are in little baggies in the bottom of the packaging. Oh man, I had no idea they had that many sets. For some reason, I thought they had one set of extra hands. See, they are both great. Torch was a pain to get out of the package. That's sometimes like it's so okay. So I don't like the super bendy weapons, but there have been times where if the weapons weren't bendy, trying to get them out of the packages would have snapped them in half. So yeah, that sucks when they're tough to get out. And then you wonder, is that why they did it that way? Deck building is a card game with dice and heavy story themes. Really cool. So is that more, that's more similar to like Dungeons and Dragons, right? Because I was thinking kind of, is it more, I think Pokemon's just a card game, but Dungeons and Dragons combines some stuff. Yeah, I'll figure it out one day if you guys don't let me know. But I'm sure you will. Oh, come on, computer. See, Monster Force looks to be really good based on their translucent figures they've released. I know. I'm gonna have to be judicious, and it's not gonna be easy because everybody keeps coming out with more and more cool stuff. Like I want to get the 2003 Super 7 turtles, but I don't know. We'll see. They do have a payment plan, but there's so much stuff that you're kind of like, okay, that's $55 a month, but what else could that $55 a month go toward that I'll see much sooner than a year from now? Yeah, this whole wave was a little more rough getting out of the packaging compared to previous Joe waves that had windows. I wonder if the windows was part. Okay. Let's keep moving here. And then, of course, we have Scathing, which I just love the name. It looks like kind of similar to the, what was the one that I just said? Let's see here. The Raving. We've got the Raving and the Scathing. Looks similar to the Raving. I like the Raving more, but I like the Scathing must be some kind of weird sorcerer based on that staff or whatever's going on the far right. And I love the colors on this thing. See, Varanidae Heavy Infantry. Yeah, the colors on that are sweet. Man, now that you guys are sitting here saying, oh man, they come with like three extra sets of hands, I'm sitting here wondering why my whole life is a lie. All right. Then we got into something that I thought was fantastic for people who missed out on the 4-pack of the NECA turtles, and sad for those of us who didn't miss out on the 4-pack of the NECA turtles. So what we've got here are basically the 4-pack of the NECAs of the Mirage turtles, where they come with everything they came with. Like if you buy all 4, you get everything they came with in that box set, plus 16 accessories that I didn't get because I got the box set. That makes me a little sad. It even gets me so I kind of want to get these again. But here's something else that from a photography standpoint, not everybody's going to think about, but that's what I think about. That's what I do. But you're also getting 16 extra hands if you went out, like say you already got the 4-pack and you decided you needed these 4 as well. You get 16 extra hands. Now, 8 of those hands are just gripping hands. And if I'm honest, you don't need more gripping hands. But like you see Donatello's chopping hands here, like now you'd have 4 of those instead of just the 2 that came in the box set. Also, the stuff that's in addition to what Donnie had was kind of this staff with a spear or knife or something attached at the end. This one comes with an Utrom. He comes with a Mouser. Look at a Mouser. And then these 2 tools that I think originally came with the Utrom. So yeah, he's getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that didn't come with him originally. And then we've got Leo, who comes with the Utrom robot head, the bow and arrow, which I guess those are kind of, if we think about it, 3 things that didn't come with him initially. Now, all this stuff, as far as I know, are repaints from other figures, all the additional weapons that they come with and accessories, or maybe not even repaints. Like, I don't know that Utrom head is a repaint, but still, they get all those extras that I didn't get. Makes me sad and still makes me want to pick up more. But again, here's Leo with fists. So now we'd have 4 fists instead of 2 if we already got the 4-pack. I'm a sick man, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you're learning here. And then we've got Mikey here with the case. And then the 4-pack only came with 3 of the throwing stars. So between Leo and Mikey, there's 6 of them. So we've got 3 additional stars. We've got whatever the pack is there up at the top. We've got the little sickle kind of deal there. I don't know what it's actually called. And the Mouser. And Mikey is one that I might have to buy another of because the string falls out of my nunchucks on my other Mikey. So I might need to get it just for the nunchucks. And I'd also get an extra pair of Raph hands, which is very strange. But I'd also get a Mouser. See, those are the reasons that I keep looking at this stuff and thinking, maybe I need these again. And then Raph here, the additional stuff he comes with are the Casey Jones mask, the kind of sort of open hands here, I guess, and then the gun from Zog. And I guess the open hands aren't actually additional. They came in the pack that you got if you got all 4. So yeah, and I do have the Casey Jones and the Zog, so I actually have this whole thing already. So maybe I could skip this one. I don't know. Oh dear, stinking NECA. Extra stuff isn't worth it to me. I know. I'm sitting here trying to justify, what are they, like 37, 37.50, something like that. That's something else. They're the same price basically as the box set. And you still get 16 more accessories. Clear the chats you already went over so we can see the whole image. What? You're not seeing the whole image? Let's see. This is strange. Let me try and get out of here. That's the first time I've heard that, and I'm not sure I've cleared the chats before. Hold on. Let's see what I can do. what is, let's see, I don't see, let's see. 35 times 4, let's see. I saw the box set for cheap. Oh, did you? Did you? Because I saw the best deal I saw on the box set was $150. Let's see. Let's see. Ah. Oh, just click off it after you read it. Got it. All right. That's easy enough, maybe. There we go. All right. Thank you, Mr. Madsen. This is me not knowing what I'm doing. All right. So, yeah, there's Raph. I don't know what else to say about these. It's bittersweet. It's cool that other people get a shot at these. It's sad that, like, basically I'm sitting here going, come on, NECA, do what I want everybody else to do, and just release a bunch of hand packs, will you? Okay. Get this stuff to minimize here, and then we shall continue. Seriously, it's a turtle-heavy night, and it wasn't intentional. That's just the stuff that happened. Let's see. Or click it again so it clears. Gotcha, gotcha. All right, we'll try this, and then I click again. All right. Oh, you just wanted it cleared at the bottom. Gotcha. Okay. Now, we've got an accessory set from the last Ronin. And I don't know who all's really gotten into the last Ronin line, but I will say that of the lines right now that I've gotten, I've said this before, the last Ronin line is the one that feels the most like action figures, which makes it really cool to me. There is I think we can only say it's a deceased Professor Honeycutt. And then this little flame or dynamite or something that last Ronin's holding. I still haven't read that book, guys. Seriously, bad nerd. I know. I might need to get on Comixology and get reading. I love that sword. Like, it looks like kind of anime style. Let's see, and then I think that's an extra one of those little robot dog guys. I have no idea what that is, except, the TCRI canister, but I don't know what the significance of it being in that thing is. No piece. I do know the significance of that, however. I've seen enough stuff where I know what's going on there. And the T-sets and all that, but that actually comes with that, Mikey. And then here are the Synja bots reporting to the Emperor. And the Synja bot here with the extra armor, I suppose. And then there's all the stuff it actually comes with, which is just cool. Like, it does look like that's a stick of dynamite, doesn't it? Yeah, I like the accessory set, but the accessory set just for this stuff is $50. So that's nuts. Let's see here. Oh, geez. Let's see. Gotta catch back up here. Got it. Bingo. I just did all that catching up for bingo. Thank you, sir. I'm glad I was able to swing it. All righty. But yeah, there's the last Ronin stuff, at least as far as the first two. Then we've got two more things to check out. Or I'm sorry, the first one. We've got three more things to check out. Here is the battle damaged last Ronin, aka Naked Turtle. I do like the face sculpts on this. There's a lot of anger there. I don't like to see my boy looking all that angry. Just saying, I'd rather he were in a pizza van delivering pizzas. But I gotta say, it looks good. Like, that's one thing I can never say. I can never say NECA doesn't do good looking product. And there's your T. He's all thirsty and stuff. And there's the whole deal, everything he comes with. And that's That's quite the spread, actually. That's a pretty good loadout for a naked turtle. But that's what I got for that. I'm not seeing a lot of chatter about last Ronin stuff, guys. So this is just me enjoying this at this point, I think. Then I will say I saw this set at Target a couple weeks ago and didn't even know. I thought I missed an announcement somewhere, and then it just gets announced in the last week. So I actually saw this early. This is 2 Synja bots, like a Synja Elite and a regular Synja bot, just coming in a 2-pack. And I think that's really cool for army building, obviously. And I think both these figures look really good as well. Obviously, we're looking at just repainted stuff, so that works in NECA's favor. But I just think it's cool. I don't know. Look at all the extra hands, all the extra heads. Apparently, Animal Warriors of the Kingdom has way more hands. Oh boy, I'm hosed, aren't I? Die Wallet die. Mr. Stabby is gonna get me. And then we've got the Synja Elite from last Ronin, just kind of on his own. That's something else I didn't really look at. I don't know if he comes with a lot of stuff that the other version didn't. Actually, okay, hold on. Let's go see again real quick if I can find that out. No, he seems to come with the same stuff. Well, that's pretty cool too. All right, now we're at something that perhaps more people will dig. We have the Reveltech Deathstroke 1.5. Yeah, he's the one in the photogenic figures, by the way, that doesn't have a link in the video description, just because I couldn't find him up for pre-order anywhere yet. But I do like those fire effects on his swords. That's pretty cool. And I don't know enough. I will say I was looking at the Reveltech stuff after the last live stream, thinking, because I think it was Harry that brought up that the figures were just a little too small. So I was watching reviews, and some of them did seem to be a little small, but more than that, stylistically, beyond the joints, they look so much different than the rest of the stuff I have. I don't know that I'm going to gamble with Amazing Yamaguchi just yet. I mean, I will at some point in the future, but it felt like it was pretty imminent there for a while, and now I'm not so sure. I mean, I think they look good. I think they're going to pose incredibly well. And I like the look of Deathstroke here. I just don't know that, I need it. And whatever this Deathstroke is, obviously this is your extra head. And comes with plenty of weapons because, again, Slade Wilson, Deathstroke, angry guy, gonna cut you. And then we're down to Warhammer 40K from McFarlane. Warhammer is one of those things that, again, I don't know anything about, but we've got a cloth goods cape. These are $29.99. It doesn't have wire, or if it does, I couldn't find that in the description. And every picture I've seen, it looks like it's laying pretty flat. So I don't think there's wire on this cape. He does just come with one extra hand, but I'm still counting him as photogenic because that one hand is to hold that rifle up. And somehow with the Warhammer stuff, that makes enough sense for me to think it's okay. Like that's a good look. It almost looks like they've got a little bit more going on with the hip articulation. Actually, let me look at this. Yeah, there's not such a diaper when it comes to this one. I mean, they look cool. Warhammer 40K is another one of those things I don't know anything about. But I think, I mean, you guys let me know in the chat because I'm not sure. I think they look pretty good, the ones that I've seen, from the vague memories of stuff that I've seen in the past when it comes to Warhammer 40K. But let me know, is McFarlane pretty much hitting it on the, like, just crushing it when it comes to the looks of these things? Ooh, that's something that I'm sure I noticed because I went through all these pictures. but I didn't really pay attention to. But we've got a bunch of different colors on that cape too. Well, not a bunch, too, but the patterning is crazy. Let's see, there's your extra rifle holding hand, all that good stuff. So I think he looks good. I just don't know enough. And you folks will have to let me know if he's all right. And then we've got that same one, the Eliminator, although it looks like that's a different head. Hang on. Maybe it's just goggles are up or something, but this one, they've got their artist-proof edition. So if you're into customizing, you pick up these artist-proof figures and you get to work painting them. I think they look good. I just don't know enough. Let's see. They look cool. I have a Battle Sister that I painted from McFarlane. A Battle Sister, huh? Huh. Is that Warhammer 40K? Because again, this is me just not knowing things. And then we've got a Kasrkin. I don't know how to pronounce things, guys, but I think this is pretty cool. I like all the colors. Like McFarlane, they used a lot of colors on this. And this looks like a line that they're really working to crush it with, which is always appreciated, especially, I'm sure, if you're a Warhammer 40K fan. But we've got some extra hands there, including pointer finger. Clearly, this guy's in charge. And that is a serious gun. That gun looks like you should be using it with cable. That's how crazy that is. And, of course, you've got the artist proof of this person as well, although that one's a little different. That's more a grenade launcher. Huh, I didn't notice that was different. That's kind of cool. But yeah, you want to customize something? Yeah, throw this guy under lights and under your paintbrushes and get to work. I do like that. I think that there's enough people that end up painting a lot of miniatures and everything that something like this is just a really cool idea for those folks. I'm just not that guy. Oops, things are jumping. Here we go. I would pick up that artist-proof one for sure. Yeah, they look good. This is the thing. I don't know though, you know? Yes, Warhammer 40K. Okay, cool. The Battle Sister. I don't think I've heard of that one actually. Let's see. I like painting the minis. Let's see, that I ended up painting the 1/10 scale ones. So you like painting the mini ones so much that you ended up painting the 1/10 scale ones. That's all right. So you can load up, man. You can get all these artist-proof figures and just throw them under your paintbrushes and build just this crazy army. And then, let's see, you can build like a barracks for them, if that's what goes on in Warhammer 40K. I don't know. That'd be kind of fun. I just keep making things up as I go along, thinking it's cool. But that's it, folks. That is all the news for this fine week. All the photogenic figures that went up. Like I say, there's links in the description below. But there you go. That's a pretty decent amount of stuff. And what kind of blows my mind is all the turtles that keep showing up. Like, it's insane. I don't know why. I do not know why, except for the fact that everybody has a license. Do you ever get the feeling that any of us could just apply and end up with a Turtles license? I feel like any of us could just end up with a Turtles license. Hey, you guys want to get together and make some Turtles figures? I think we just get a hold of Nickelodeon, especially now. Paramount just merged with Skydance, so they're in flux. And so what we could do is get a hold of Paramount right now and say, hey, I know you guys probably need money for your animation department. How about licensing some stuff over? And I'll give you $5. Think they'd go for it? They would not go for it. Not at all. Yeah, but turtles are fun. Anyway, that's what I've got for this one, everybody. So thanks as always for taking the time to check it out. It is always massively appreciated when you check out the videos. Helps the channel a lot. So thanks again. And until next time, have fun. Happy snapping. See ya. We're going to just keep talking awkwardly until the end stream thing actually goes away.